Hey everyone, and welcome back to our Appalachian Trail Thru-hike. Also, I'd like to say thank you to everyone subscribed to my channel. We left off last time when a horrible thunderstorm started rolling in. Of course, we had made the choice to walk along the Blue Ridge Parkway, which meant we were totally exposed. Walking along a mountain ridge in a thunderstorm can be a pretty dangerous situation, so we had our thumbs out for every car that passed. For some reason, no one wanted to pick up a bunch of stinky, dirty hikers, though. After a couple hours and some pretty freaky strikes in the distance, someone finally pulled over and asked us what kind of crazy people we were. The storm had left everyone scattered in pairs. Signal was spotty, but we knew that two of our friends had managed to hitch a ride into town and were hiding underneath a bridge somewhere. We were all completely soaked, but luckily we had managed to book a hotel room and call a shuttle who was willing to drive us late to the hotel. But when does anything go according to plan? As it turns out, when we got to the hotel, they were completely out of power, and they had been for 3 hours, which meant that their booking system wasn't updated, and we had basically been given a room that didn't exist. So, no warm shower, no dry clothes, no soft bed. It was devastating. It looked like we'd be sleeping soaking wet under a bridge somewhere. But our shuttle driver wasn't just a shuttle driver. He was the hostel manager at Stanimals. They were already overflowing with hikers from the storm, but there was a floor, a recliner, and a 100-year-old couch that was calling my name. Stanimals even offered to slack pack us the next day and get us some bunks for that night. There must have been some really great pretend fishing here. We spent our last few miles on the Blue Ridge Parkway and said goodbye. Then we were off to the tip of Highcock Knob for a photo op. At the end of the day, we'd reached the James River footbridge. Then it was back to town for some munchies. Like usual, it's all fun and games until someone falls out of a hammock.
I spilled my beer, that's what I'm supposed to do. Look, I did a refill right there. Get you a harder. No, I sat down. Yeah, no more Bud Lights for you.
We'd heard some rumors about hikers jumping off of the James River footbridge, but, of course, we did not do it, and this is completely fake footage that is edited. The water was pretty gross anyway.
You got it, bud!
1, 5. Oh, beautiful! Beautiful! Dude, he was so good.
While we were here, something also happened that would completely change our experience on the Appalachian Trail. I'll talk about that at the end, though.
Whoa, that was pretty cool. Oh,
Oh yeah, it worked. It actually got us our first solo female driver ever. Because of some misdirection, she actually ended up driving us for 2 hours. We named her Hot Brakes, and then we invited her to come to Applebee's with us. Hot Brakes, if you ever see this, you are awesome.
Dude, we got more straw. Insane. Yeah, that was awesome.
It didn't take long after being in that nasty water that someone started to get an infection. We didn't have any plans to go into town, but we ended up going anyway. While on trail, we met a day hiker who offered to drive us in. This time our excuse was that Moss needed to see a doctor, but honestly, we were looking for any opportunity to go into town. Our driver wasn't just in it for a quick drop-off though. He took us to Chick-fil-A for dinner, Walmart for resupplies, and then on an adventure in an abandoned building? All before dropping us back off at what might have been Bates Motel. It's nights like these, just completely leaving it up to chance and letting a stranger take you into an abandoned building, that I live for. No ghosts, though. I guess even they don't want to live in a pigsty.
Did Brendan just run away and leave us in here? Come on, you can do it. No, yeah.
I don't know if you can tell, but we were getting pretty deprived of regular society at this point. If anyone's wondering why we're absolutely bathing in snacks at this point, it's because we had met someone at the James River footbridge. We were at the point in the trail where some hikers choose to do an aquablaze through the Shenandoahs. They take the Shenandoah River, one of the only rivers that runs north, instead of hiking. The issue is, it costs $200 to $400 a person to use the canoe rental and shuttle services. But, by pure chance, as we were doing backflips off of that James River footbridge, Joe Jones came rolling up on his kayak and he said, "Hey, I've got a raft." Out of all of the people and trail angels we had met, Joe Jones definitely had the greatest impact. Now, when I say we were going into this blind, I mean we were going into this blind. All we had was a whitewater raft, a bunch of trash bags for our backpack, and we knew we had 10 days to get however many miles down the river. We knew nothing else. It ended up being one of the strangest experiences of my whole life. I can't even find the words to describe it. I'm very excited to share this story, and I hope you'll follow along to see the worst pirates you've ever heard of.